Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be rigging up the Sea Eagle inflatable stand-up paddleboard. Now I use this as kind of like a fishing machine, sight fishing. It's not just a stand-up paddleboard. Really, this thing is super versatile. It's like a hybrid between somewhat of a kayak to a stand-up paddleboard. I have a special mission for this thing. We're going to be doing some really fun things this season here as we roll into Florida's like winter time, right? It's not very winter over here, but it does cool down and the water drops, and so I'm going to be hitting some backcountry. Now for this, I have to get through some really skinny areas. Now I don't want to use the PA behind me. I don't want to use my new canoe or any of my more chunkier kayaks, I guess you could say, the heavier stuff, the beast of kayaks. You know, I need something that is light, that can get me through some backcountry stuff that I could throw up. I mean, we're going to get some places that is definitely like 5 to 8 feet deep as we roll through some canals and things like that. But once we get moving, once we get working, I'm gonna be sometimes with just a few inches of water, and I need something that's light that I can pick up, throw over my shoulder, and just get to where I'm going. So I'm also gonna rig this up with the Bixpy. So we're gonna inflate the Sea Eagle, we're gonna rig up the Bixpy onto it, and then we're gonna basically gather the gear and just go super light. Backpack, fishing rod, a push pole, a paddle, action hat. That's pretty much all that we're gonna roll with. So let's go ahead and inflate the Sea Eagle. Now this is the Sea Eagle. It's inside the carrying backpack right now. And I wanna say I've had this thing since probably 2018. I mean, maybe 2019, but I wanna say 2018. And this thing has been so good to me. It's well made. I don't get paid, guys. I don't get any kickbacks from promoting Sea Eagle, guys. I just love this product so much. This thing, super durable, super well made. It's not one of those, you know, inflatable paddle boards that are just gonna like unglue after about a year of use. I mean, you guys have seen I've put this thing through some stuff. So we're gonna take it out of the bag. I have a portable inflator. I'm gonna hook it up to a battery and start to pump this thing up. So I've just got the Dakota lithium battery with me right here, and this is just a kind of like a portable, wait, which way is it? Like a portable inflator here, and you can set the different PSI levels, which is really cool. And then it has your alligator clamps right here that you can just, you know, boop, put it onto a battery. And so real quick, I need to make sure this battery is actually charged. Might not be. I think this battery is dead. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. There we go. We just had a dead battery there. So this shouldn't take too much time to do. I also have just an actual like hand pump, but you know how that goes sometimes. If I got this, I'm probably gonna use this. So this just pops right in. Little turn right there. And then right here, it says on the front of it, maximum recommended pressure is 15 PSI. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set this to 15 PSI. So we've got the Sea Eagle inflated. Now the cool thing about this right here, you can see that it actually has these two brackets. So it has this bracket right here, and there is another one right there. Now that is so I can attach a Transm, which I do have in the backpack. But before I even put that on, I've got the Bixpy here, and let me just say this. One thing that's cool about Bixpy is you can just have the motor. So like that is the Bixpy motor right there. And it has many, many, many different brackets. And so for what I do, as you can see right over there, there's one of my kayaks. This is my son's kayak. It's the Lightning. I have the Sea Eagle. I have the Hobie. If you go in my backyard, I also have a few other different model kayaks. And so I don't want to have like multiple different motors just because I have multiple different kayaks and they all serve a purpose. So Instead, my idea is let's just get a motor that I can get a few different brackets for. And so that's what I have going on right here. Now, the only thing is you can see that this motor is attached with those 4 screws. And so I'm gonna have to take that and attach it to the end of this one right here. And this is gonna be for the back of the Sea Eagle. And then there's this cool attachment that Bixpy came up with right here. It's got this thread, if you see that, and you can actually take a painter stick, stick it in there. And as you're sitting down, you can move that back and forth and it will turn the transom. It's kind of hard to like visualize. So once it's installed and we're on the water, I'll show you exactly what I mean. But for now, I'm just gonna move this motor over to this mount. Could you grab me another zip tie in the top drawer? Could you grab me a pair of pliers? Thank you. Now all we have to do is take this clip, we're going to put it on the shaft of the Bixpy, and we're going to use a zip tie so that it all stays attached nice and good, just like that. Okay. Boom. Next, we're going to install the transom here. And all that takes is this piece of wood and this bolt, washer, bolt, if you can get it lined up the first time. There we go. Through like that. Washer. That's one. Now I will say Bixpy does sell an adapter for paddle boards. Underneath paddle boards, on some of them at least, there's like a slot for 2 fins, and you're gonna see, I'm gonna turn this over and put those fins in, and it helps with tracking. You really want that, you know, especially if you're doing fishing. Should get my hammer out. But they sell an attachment that you can hook the Bixpy up underneath here, but I don't want to do that. I want to be able to steer this thing. I don't want to have to just make it go forward. So that's why we're going to use this particular setup right here. Washer, and then a little screw twist lock on the back. I am going to turn this over. Now here are those 3 spots I was talking about. Now of course we want the fins this way. So let's go ahead and slide these in. And then they have these little lockers in here just so they don't fall out. Wait a second. That was the back fin. What am I doing? It's been a minute since we set this up. Well, it's been a minute. Boom. So we got the 2 small fins. You can tell I've used this thing. It's got, look, these fins are all beat up and scratched up, but that's what it's all about, man. Use your gear. You know, take care of it, of course. You know we're going to take care of our stuff, but gear gets wear and tear when you use it, right? You can always get replacement parts if you need it. Now, I will say, once you put these fins in, you don't want to do too much sitting on top of the paddleboard and making these things bend and putting pressure. You don't want to do that. So if you are going to sit on top of this paddleboard and rig it out and mess around, then I would say wait to put these fins on until you're ready to go. There's that last pin. All right, let's turn this thing back over. One thing that I love about these paddle boards, man, they're just so light and easy to handle. So we got this guy right there. This is just your standard paint stick. Obviously I use it for painting at home, but we can lock it down and use it for this. So this should just drop right on in, just like that. Let's get it centered up at least. There we go. We are locked in. So that's in. We're gonna take our paint stick. We're gonna lock it in just like this. So here's the deal, right? So when this is lifted up, if I push it that way, it turns that way. If I pull it towards me, it turns that way. Now, I do want to look at the back here and see what my adjustments were for this. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I don't think it needs to, well, maybe we'll try right here. I'll try about right here. If I need to lower it, I will. There we go. And we got our power cord. Here's the setup as of now. So, from the very front, this is how it looks. We're gonna turn it this way. I've got one paddle right there, my stand-up paddle. And I don't have a seat on it. I'm probably just gonna throw my cooler on it, even though I do have a seat for it actually. And I've got the Transm mounted with the Bixpy. And because, like I said, we're gonna have to pick these up and actually transport them. Like we're gonna get to a spot where we're gonna get off of these, literally pick these things up, go through mangroves, and then keep fishing. So I need something like this. Here's my seat. If I would normally, have this rigged up, it would go right in the middle over there on the Sea Eagle, but I'm not gonna use it. My son brought it out for me just in case. But I think what I'm gonna do is just take my cooler and just put it right there. But then again, there's this part of me that wants to bring the seat out because I already have this Scotty mount right here on the bottom where I could just throw a rod holder in instead of just laying it on the deck. But I'm trying to go as minimal as possible, so I'm not 100% sure. Well guys, that's all I got for this video. I just wanted to make a video rigging this thing up, and there's no fishing in this video. So the next video that you see will be me fishing out of this thing, and hopefully we can get on some snook. It's that time of the year, man. The snook are out, the reds are out, the trout are out. I mean, they're just out. I've been getting a lot of good reports of people catching fish all over Tampa Bay, all over South Florida, man. So hopefully this machine, this fishing machine right here is good to me yet another season. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one.